I thought I was smart about money until I tracked my spending for 1 week and discovered I was bleeding nearly $200 a month through tiny decisions that felt completely rational. The worst part? This isn't some edge case. It's a pattern hiding in how most of us think about small purchases. What I found in my own habits will probably make you check your bank account right now, because I'm about to show you 5 ways smart people unknowingly waste thousands. I discovered I was paying for 8 subscriptions that I'd completely forgotten about, totaling $67 monthly. The psychology behind this is brutal. Our brains are wired to notice one-time purchases but treat recurring charges as invisible background noise. That $9.99 Netflix feels reasonable, but when you're actually spending $219 per month while estimating only $86, you're living in a financial blind spot that compounds every single month. I found gym memberships I hadn't used in 6 months, app subscriptions that auto-renewed from free trials I'd forgotten to cancel, and cloud storage I was paying for 3 times over. The scariest part? When I dug into my own habits, I realized this wasn't weakness. It was a systematic way our brains fail us when money bleeds out slowly instead of all at once. But here's where I really started bleeding money. Convenience fees that masquerade as time savers. That $18 meal suddenly had a delivery fee, a service fee, and another fee on top of that. And my brain categorized each one as a separate, reasonable charge, rather than recognizing I was paying almost double for food. Delivery fees go into a convenience bucket that feels separate from food, so you don't add them together and realize you just paid $75.93 for $40 worth of food. The psychological trick is brutal. Research shows partitioned pricing is specifically designed to make you underestimate what you're paying. I discovered I was routinely paying $6 in fees for a $12 lunch, convincing myself I was being efficient when I was actually paying a 50% convenience tax. The worst part? Restaurants raise prices on delivery apps to offset commission fees. That $12.80 pad thai becomes $16 on the app. But this markup is invisible. I was getting hit twice. Inflated menu prices plus fees, all while thinking I was making a smart choice by saving time. So I was paying $67 monthly for 8 forgotten subscriptions. But the average American spends $219 per month on subscriptions across 8.2 active services, but estimates only $86, a 2.5 times perception gap, which makes my $18 pad thai with all those hidden fees look like pocket change. Comment your answer below. How many subscriptions are you actually paying for right now? Let's dive into the convenience trap that's bleeding you dry even faster. But the most insidious money drain I discovered wasn't about subscriptions or delivery fees. It was emotional attachment to brands. I started tracking my grocery receipts and realized I was paying approximately 79% more for brand name items than their generic counterparts. That $4.99 box of Cheerios versus the $2.49 store brand equivalent doesn't feel like a big deal in the moment, but I was hemorrhaging money through brand loyalty that my brain had coded as quality preference. The psychology here is devastating. We form emotional attachments to brands that feel like part of our identity, so choosing the generic feels like betraying who we are. I conducted a brutal experiment where I switched to generics for 1 month. Same active ingredients, same nutritional profiles, identical manufacturing standards in many cases. The financial difference was staggering. My monthly grocery bill dropped from $387 to $241 without changing what I actually ate. The hardest part wasn't the taste difference. There usually wasn't one. It was admitting that I'd been paying a premium for packaging and marketing that made me feel like a certain type of person. But the most shocking money leak I discovered wasn't hidden fees or forgotten subscriptions. It was the $127 worth of food I threw away every single month without realizing it. When I started tracking my own grocery receipts and garbage, I realized I was buying with optimism bias, imagining myself as someone who would meal prep every Sunday and eat those vegetables before they go bad. I was throwing out yogurt because I thought, best buy meant dangerous after, when it was still perfectly safe to eat. The worst part was discovering that my healthy eating intentions were actually costing me the most. Those expensive organic vegetables I bought with such good intentions rotted in my crisper drawer while I ordered takeout instead. That gap between who I thought I'd be and who I actually am. It was bleeding me dry every single month. When I added up all 5 categories, the forgotten subscriptions, the hidden fees, the brand loyalty tax, the emotional spending, and the food waste, I was hemorrhaging approximately $2,160 per year without even realizing it. But here's the mindset shift that changed everything. I stopped thinking about these as separate small purchases and started calculating opportunity cost. That $2,160 wasn't just money disappearing. It was money that could have been earning compound interest for 30 years. The simple awareness practice that catches these leaks. I started taking a photo of every purchase before I made it and asking myself one question. Is this advancing my actual priorities, or am I paying a convenience tax to avoid thinking? This single pause eliminated 73% of my wasteful spending within 2 months. Subscribe for more money psychology insights and watch this next video about investment mistakes that feel smart.